You're listening to Business Success in a Virtual World podcast. If you are a leader navigating these new immersive technologies, this is your definitive resource to understand the innovative power of XR, VR, and AR. I'm Tim Beharon, Chairman of Creative Strategies, and I'm joined by Barton, President of ISM Guide. In each episode, we navigate through new products, effective strategies, and highlight actual business case studies implementing extended reality into business processes. Our resource website now boasts over 300 case studies, 300 articles, and 100 videos presenting successful examples of businesses using these technology in field service, training, digital twins, customer service, in medical and manufacturing, and so much more. Check out the website at ismguide.com. Now, on to the next episode. This week, we're going to take a look at another company that we've dealt with in the past. Since we last brought them to our podcast, Gucci has done amazing things with VR and XR. So, Barton, what did you find when you started looking deeper at where Gucci is today?
Well, Tim, the story continues. You may remember that Gucci was founded by Guccio Gucci in 1921, which is 104 years ago. It's an Italian fashion house based in Florence, Italy. Product lines include handbags, ready-to-wear clothing, footwear, accessories, home decorations. It also licensed its name and brand to Coty for fragrances, cosmetics under the name Gucci Beauty. In 2024, it had 529 stores worldwide. It generated revenues of 7.7 billion euros, or about $8 billion. And it's currently owned by Kering, which is a French multinational corporation specialized in luxury goods. Now, as you alluded to, it was actually December 12th, 2023. Tim, you and I recorded the Gucci podcast episode in which we shared how Gucci has been at the forefront of both, at that time, metaverse and Web3 technologies since 2021. So it was about a couple of years at the time. And we provided several examples of how Gucci's been applying virtual reality, augmented reality, and even extended reality technologies. So we gave, and I'm just giving a quick summary of that particular podcast episode. But in 2021, Gucci became the first luxury brand to launch a non-fungible token, or what was referred to as an NFT. That same year, they hooked up with Roblox and created an interactive virtual experience called Gucci Garden. And that was to celebrate their 100th birthday, which was an immersive multimedia experience set in Florence, Italy. It was really fantastic. A year later, 2022, Gucci and Superplastic announced their first NFT project partnership focused on Super Gucci NFTs. They launched their first NFT-related project with a movie inspired by their Aria collection. And in the fall of 2022, they became the first luxury house to announce that it purchased digital real estate in the sandbox virtual world. In 2023, just before we wrote the article or the podcast, Gucci opened up the virtual doors of Gucci Cosmos Land, which was a second immersive digital experience in the sandbox. All by way of saying, Tim, that Gucci has always been at the forefront of cutting-edge technology. For those of you that are interested, wanted to listen to what I just told you in much greater detail, again, I would encourage you to go back to our December 12th, 2023 podcast episode. But since then, and this is what we want to talk about today, Gucci's adopted cutting-edge technologies, including VR, AR, XR, and now more recently AI, to enhance both business operations and customer experience. And by embracing these technologies, it allows Gucci to offer a much more immersive and interactive experience to bridge the gap between physical and digital worlds, particularly of significance to Gen Z and the millennial customer base, this merging seamlessly between real and digital worlds. So blending tradition, that's the Gucci 104-year-old Italian branding, with innovation, That's the new technologies. Not only elevates the customer journey, but also caters to tech-savvy fashion enthusiasts of today. Let me give you a quick overview of what's happening, then I'll dig a little deeper. So by incorporating virtual reality, Gucci's created virtual showrooms and fashion shows, which allows their customers to explore collections in a digital space as if they were physically present. This provides an engaging way to interact with the brand, especially for consumers who don't attend these events in person. I'll go into more detail in a moment on VR. On the AR side, Gucci's introduced features like Try Before You Buy, where a customer can virtually try on clothes and accessories using their smartphones, enhancing their online shopping experience. And again, I'll go into this in more detail. On the XR front, Gucci's expanding their capabilities by offering seamlessly blending of real and digital elements to create unforgettable customer interactions. And on the AI side, Gucci's improved its customer service through both chatbots and personalized recommendations, as well as enhancing their design process with data-driven insights to ensure that their design resonates with the audience while maintaining their positive brand image. So let's now dig a little deeper into their use of these technologies over the past couple of years. On the VR side, Tim, largely that's focused on Gucci retail. So they've been at the forefront of integrating cutting-edge technology into retail. VR is no exception. They've been leveraging VR to create immersive environments that enhance customer engagement and deepen brand loyalty. Their VR experiences are designed to transport customers into a digitally crafted world that embodies the aesthetic and the ethos of the brand. And in the fashion world, this whole concept of aesthetic and ethos, very, very important. This is done by creating in-store VR installations that provide customers with virtual tours of their latest collections and fashion shows. This allows Gucci's customers to step into a world where they can explore the intricate detail and craftsmanship of their products, something that's very difficult to convey through traditional retail methods. The use of VR in Gucci's retail strategy is extended beyond the confines of their physical store. Online platforms offer customers the chance to engage with interactive experiences from the comfort of their homes by blending the digital exploration with high fashion. And through these VR initiatives, Gucci not only enhances its retail experience, but also sets a benchmark for luxury brands in the digital age. And no surprise, again, Gucci's a leader in the industry. On the augmented reality or AR side, this is really more for their online stores. So Gucci's been able to embrace AR to enhance customer experience with their online stores, creating this immersive shopping environment seamlessly blending physical and digital worlds. And for those of you that attended CES, the Consumer Electronics Show 2025, where Tim and I both spoke, you would have been absolutely amazed at how closely we're getting to a seamless integration of digital and physical worlds. It's really quite amazing. One of the prominent features for Gucci's AR is virtual try-on technology, which allows the customer to visualize how eyewear or sneakers or even handbags look without them needing to visit the store. It uses a combination of computer vision and AR to map the products onto real-time images of the user or the user's environment, providing a highly personalized shopping experience that increases the buyer's confidence. In addition to virtual try-ons, Gucci's been implementing AR in their digital campaigns to narrate the brand story innovatively. So, for example, customers can use their smartphones to access an AR feature that takes them onto a virtual tour of Gucci's collections, complete with interactive elements that reveals the inspiration and craftsmanship behind each piece. The aura of Gucci and the family and the factories and the hand craftsmanship, very, very important to people that are in luxury fashion world. And this engaging experience not only informs but emotionally connects the users to the brand, thereby creating a stronger loyalty. Gucci has also incorporated AR into their app to highlight the unique characteristics of their product. So by scanning items or printed material, customers can unlock rich media content, such as behind-the-scenes videos or interactive fashion shows, again, deepening the understanding and appreciation of the brand's offering. The integration of AR showcases Gucci's dedication to technological innovation to enhance customer engagement and customer satisfaction. On the XR side, Gucci's largely focusing that on fashion collaborations. So they've been at the forefront of integrating XR technologies, which for those that are not completely comfortable, familiar, that's an integration of both AR and VR to innovate and enhance their fashion collections. So by leveraging both VR and AR, Gucci's been able to create immersive experiences that deeply engage customers and provide them with unique ways to interact with the brand. So one notable example is their VR enhanced fashion shows, which allows their customers worldwide to experience the event as if they were literally in the front row, and thus breaking geographical barriers and reaching a wider audience. Additionally, Gucci's collaborated with creative artists to develop virtual garment collections that customers can try on, purchase within virtual spaces, making the shopping experience both futuristic and personalized. I remind you, in the virtual world, there is no constraints like what you can build or use for material. You can build a dress in fire, you can build it nice, you can build it in dripping gold. You can build it in any materials you want, and it becomes a whole new creative way of unleashing, wonderful new fashions. In the realm of AR under XR or within XR, Gucci's partnered with mobile platforms to enable the customer to try on products virtually through smartphones, as we've kind of alluded to, already reducing the need for physical fittings. And Gucci has integrated artificial intelligence into these technologies by analyzing customer preferences, offering tailored recommendations, thereby enhancing and customizing the user experience. Through these innovations, Gucci successfully bridges the gap between digital and physical fashion, fostering a sense of connection between the consumer and the Gucci brand while showcasing its commitment to staying at the cutting edge of technology and luxury fashion. And lastly, the use of AI, where they're really looking at customer service and personalization. For the past couple of years, Gucci's been at the forefront of integrating AI into its customer service and personalization strategies, revolutionizing how Gucci interacts with its customers. Gucci leverages AI to deliver personalized recommendations, significantly enhancing the shopping experience. The AI analyzes vast styles and preferences. It looks at amounts of different type of customer data. It predicts and suggests items that align with the customer's styles and preferences. This level of personalization is not only improving sales, but fostering a more tailored and engaging shopping experience. And again, we go back to Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Millennial, who are Gucci's buyers, and that's very, very important to have this engaging shopping experience. On the customer service side, AI-powered chatbots serve as the first point of contact, providing instant support and assistance. The chatbot can manage a wide variety of inquiries, ranging from product information to order tracking, seamlessly giving the customer service process or allowing the customer service process to flow seamlessly and allowing human agents to focus on the more complex issues. Beyond the basic interactions, Gucci is also leveraging AI to improve sentiment analysis, enabling the brand to gauge customer satisfaction and react proactively to potential issues. AI is also playing a role in inventory management and demand prediction by examining purchasing pattern and trends in an area or a country. AI helps Gucci maintain optimal stock levels, minimizing overstocking, reducing waste. And this whole sophisticated approach not only supports sustainability initiatives, but also ensures that customers find exactly what they're looking for when they choose to shop, again, thus enhancing their overall experience and satisfaction. In closing, Tim, what is the future of VR, AR, XR, and AI in Gucci's business strategy? So as I've alluded to, Gucci's long been recognized for its innovative approach to luxury fashion. And the integration of VR, AR, XR, and AI into the business strategy offers continued promising prospects. As the technologies continue to evolve, Gucci's embracing of digital innovation opens up new avenues for customer engagement and brand experience. The future of AR, XR, VR, and AI in Gucci's strategy lies in the creating immersive and personalized shopping experiences that transcends today's traditional retail elements. Let me close with a story of Gucci's adoption of Apple Vision Pro headsets. So this was for their Ancora fashion campaign that celebrates Italian design and personalized expression. Ancora is an intense, vigorous red color for those that want to know, and there's some beautiful work that Gucci did in various cities, including Venice and Florence, with various Ancora colors on a variety of buildings and on boats and on trams. Really quite an amazing campaign. But anyhow, Gucci begins to use Apple Vision Pro technology in April of last year to provide insight into how the future of immersive storytelling and commerce would look like in spatial computing. The new Apple Vision Pro Gucci app sets a fresh example of the art of the possible for how to integrate technology and fashion. Because luxury is a feeling, and spatial computing provides the perfect canvas to welcome customers into this new sensory environment to experience these emotions with layered storytelling. And Tim, you know only too well just how rich of a canvas Apple Vision Pro can be. The Gucci Video app takes a non-intrusive approach in the experience. There are moments when the user is invited to explore 3D elements that are built into the Apple Vision Pro Video. The video pauses, and if the user wants, they can delve deeper into the brand. They can explore 3D models like the Gucci Horsebit platform loafer or the Gucci Bamboo 1947 handbag in the highest of fidelities, which the users can then zoom into incredible detail and learn more about the Gucci brand. But there's no click-to-buy option inside the Apple Vision Pro app because the focus is on beauty and the artistry of Gucci's Ancora collection. And another part of the Apple Vision Pro app, Gucci Ancora Tram, like a metro or tram, it's painted in the intense, vigorous red color, unexpectedly emerges while you have the headset on from the physical bookcase on the far left of the user's house. It continues to run along the virtual tracks to the other side of the house. The user knows the train is not real, yet the user still encounters suspended disbelief and jumps when seeing it nearing through the corner of their eyes. This scene speaks to both the magic of Apple Vision Pro and spatial computing technology, as well as the thoughtful, curated moments throughout the Gucci fashion experience. As ex-CEO Mario Bizzarri from Gucci told Vogue Business, already in 2021, Gucci is not afraid to be the first mover in many areas and will continue to adopt this mindset and challenge the status quo. Other big players prefer to instead to wait, follow up at a later stage, adopt a more conservative approach. Not us at Gucci. This is a respectable strategy, but it's not ours and it never will be. Back to you, Tim.
I'm fascinated by the fact that over the last couple of years, we've been able to highlight people like the CEO of Siemens and now the CEO and Gucci in general, who basically are saying, not only do they want to be first movers, they are not afraid to jump in wholeheartedly. And I think that's really an important thing to talk about because as Marco Buzzari says, others are kind of waiting, right? But he says we're willing to just jump in because we believe in this technology future. And I think we need to underscore that in the context of our audience, is that sitting on the sidelines really is a disadvantage at this point. The technology is moving much faster than any of us could believe. Their introduction of using the Vision Pro, Apple's Vision Pro, on the Ancora collection of colors is staggering in the sense that it brought you into an immersive experience of understanding what this bright red color is. And I'm not into the world of fashion and I'm not colorblind, but I can't really tell one red from the other. But for those who are in the design world, that's a big deal. And they're using the technology to their advantage. And I'm just curious, this is something that has come up over and over in the last 2.5 to 3 years of our podcast, where companies were having whose leaders are taking this kind of a position are leading the way. And I'm just curious because you've been dealing with some of these bigger companies all along for most of your career. That trend is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. You touch upon many good points, but let's drive home the main one. The Gucci's of the world, the Procter and Gambles of the world, the Siemens of the world, the IKEAs of the world, the Volvo groups of the world. All of these companies embrace technology at every turn of what they do with the full understanding that failure is a part of their overall technology growth. And as I went back, just for example, on the Gucci and looked at my notes from interviews and different things that I've done for the first podcast episode, I came to realize that probably 90% of what they did in 21, 22, and a little bit of 23 is no longer really terribly used. But what they gained was the experience now to move into the Apple Vision Pro very effectively, create the Ancora campaign, and further drive the loyalty and stability from their customers. So these are companies that are not only not sitting on the sidelines and not putting stakes in the ground, but consistently putting stakes in the ground with the full understanding that failure or less than optimal deliverable is still an okay result because it's a continuum of getting better and better in the use of technology.
And that's important thought in the sense that it it looks like from all of these examples that we've brought forward, especially the Siemens and the Volvos, etc., that technology is in their DNA now. And it probably was even in the early days in some form or another. They were going to grasp it. But now they've got tools in their digital toolbox that goes beyond anything we could have even thought of about, say, 5 to 7 years ago, right? Because Gucci started this journey in 2021, and now in less than 4 years, 5 years, they've brought it into a level that is way beyond anything that most of us could have imagined even 10 years ago. I also want to go back to the Apple Vision Pro's use. This is a story that is not told a lot. People, are critical, have been critical of its adoption, and mostly, of course, in the quote unquote consumer space. All of us knew at $3,500 it was not going to be a consumer product. But the business world has adopted it significantly. And we've had, in the last month or so, or 2 months, we've talked about other companies who are using the Vision Pro. But the Vision Pro is actually becoming one of the more important tools that big corporations are integrating into things like design and forecasting and, things that, granted, is not in the consumer space, but the corporate entities are using it to their advantage. And to them, $3,500 for a tool like this, is peanuts.
So I make a couple of comments. You remember, and I believe we either so at CES show in Las Vegas this year, on my panel was the the vice president of research and design for Honda, the automotive company, and she talked about the whole new way of designing cars from the inside out, and their entire group uses nothing but Apple Vision Pro. So that's an example, Tim, to reinforce the design. But I want to go back to Gucci. This actually is a consumer product because they're allowing their customers to use the Apple Vision Pros. In some cases, they're probably giving them out free of charge so the customer can become a part of the Gucci experience, can become a part of the Gucci virtual world. And when you have a customer spending $1 million, $2 million a year on clothing with Gucci, what's $3,500? It's shows you it's a cup of coffee in a cafe in Florence. It's the equivalent of. So I think you're going to see more and more Apple Vision Pro, not only in the design, but you're going to see it pushing out into the consumer world for certain industries. And as you've alluded to multiple times before, when Apple comes out with the next version of Apple Vision Pro at potentially a lower price point, we're going to see an explosion in the use of Apple Vision Pro, given its ability to both integrate AR and VR effectively.
we are living in rather fascinating times. Before we finish our podcast today, I'd like to have you just go back over the use of AI in what Gucci's doing, because this also is very important because they're using artificial intelligence and integrating it some way into their XR architecture to deal with customer service and other CRM things. And you brought that up, and maybe if you can just elaborate in our last few minutes together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with this level of a customer who, feels important, is spending an awful lot of money, and really believes in the brand. I mean, they identify with the Gucci brand. What you have to provide outstanding customer service. And what that means is knowing as much possible about that customer long before they raise a customer service issue with you. So it's having that full profile of the customer. In the old days, when I worked with Giorgio Armani, we had what was called a closet. We had a digital closet of the customer. And what that was is we knew all of the garments in that customer's inventory, so that when something new came in, we'd call up Mrs. Smith or Mr. Jones and say, "Hi, Mrs. Smith. Hi, Mr. Jones. A new garment came in. I think it'll look great with that yellow dress or great with that gray suit. I think you should come in quickly and try to look at it and see if it fits." And that's the whole concept of using this personalized information. Now, AI takes it a whole step further because we can learn a whole lot more about the person, a whole lot more about their likes, a whole lot more, and we begin to continually improve our knowledge of the customer such that we can be not only reactive to customer service, but we can be proactive, as I've alluded to with the Armani example.
Well, Gucci, again, is one of those fascinating companies who are taking a leadership role in the fashion industry. And this particular story is really interesting in the sense that in 2023 in December, we highlighted them and we were excited about what they were doing then.
Even more so
2.5
now.
years later, yeah, I mean, it's even more amazing, or 2 years.
104 years old, $8 billion company, and still driving the use of technology and luxury in this industry. It's an amazing story, Tim.
It is. With that, we've run out of time in this podcast, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for listening to Business Success in the Virtual World. Tim and Barton offer 4 services to help your company launch, implement, or improve your AI and spatial computing efforts. First, AI and spatial computing customized executive briefing to ensure your executive team is knowledgeable and aligned on which AI and spatial computing initiatives to pursue. Second, AI and spatial computing strategy and implementation roadmap to ensure you remain competitive and successful in your AI and spatial computing efforts. Third, AI and spatial computing proof of concept deliverable to demonstrate to internal executive and external partners and customers the art of the possible. And fourth, AI and spatial computing quarterly advisory briefings to keep your executive team up to date on the latest AI and spatial computing technologies, new use cases, and ideas for your AI and spatial computing program. If you are interested in any of these services, please contact us at contact@ismguide.com. The AI and Spatial Computing Resource Center website can also be found at ismguide.com.